stand and join us in the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Public comments.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. In light of what's going on with the solar field, there's 4 to 5 bills here that I don't think we should pay, especially 3 of them for flights to DC, and especially if they're not city employees, but I'd like to know when we approve that. And I'm very well aware that the states came down on this type of thing in the past, and so again, I'd like to know when it was approved by the council, and I do not think it should be paid.
I guess we can make comment when we come to claims. We'll go ahead and finish public comments. Yes.
I have a question for you, Mayor, and 2 new councilmen. And the question is, what would you have changed about Streetscape in order for you to get behind that project and complete it?
Thanks for the comment.
You have answered my question?
It's comments.
Is there any reason we're not approving past minutes?
Because they're not ready.
Okay. I guess the answer is 1 no.
I'm Bruce Piper. I would like to encourage the city council tonight on 2 motions or discussions you're going to have tonight. One is the library moving over there. The other one is streetscape. When I look around, I look at Butch Priester. He took the initiative on this building on the west side of the square. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Didn't look that good the day it was built. I look at the library. Wow. Everybody here is encouraged about the newness of those facilities. I think about Gasubas 20 years ago or 10 years ago when the building Wiggy's in right now, that old high school or school, him and Orville Roop and a couple other guys renovated it. Absolutely beautiful. We go in there and go, wow, I'm glad Wiggy's using this building for community benefit. Job well done, Dan. I would like to ask the comment. I know it's a question, but I still want to voice my opinion. We've had the new council here for 2 or 3 months. What positive things have happened in that 2 or 3 months? You know, I like encouragement in my life. I like encouragement from our leadership. I just can't think of much that has. I know you can't answer me, but I would like you to think about that. And a real encouragement to me and a lot of people in the community would to get this negative cloud off of our city over streetscape and the library. We need to move on. We've got sewer project coming up. We've got housing we need to do. We've got streets that everybody's begging for. It's time to get a positive step in our city council, positive atmosphere. I'm asking tonight to move on so we can get some positive things going in our community. I don't think I'm out of line. I just want to see that happen. It's time. Thank you.
Well, Bruce, I can see a lot of things they've done.
I want to hear it.
And the way to solve streetscape is put it back like it was, and you guys quit a-hollering about it and get over it. But people don't want it tore up. And we're still buddies, right?
Absolutely. Darren's idea on streetscape is great. It's a good one, Ernie. It's a
The
compromise.
only good one is put it back like it was.
That's what he's wanting to change just a little, a good compromise.
And get Earl Howard to go along with it.
He will.
Don.
Shut his
I have no
complaining
question
about
about
it.
I assume you won't answer this one either, so I'm gonna kind of rephrase it. You publicly stated at least twice that you were in favor of enforcing section 136 of the ordinance for Bloomfield, especially 13604, 13605, and 13606. So if you're a business owner around the square and you aren't familiar with those sections of the ordinance, you better get familiar with them, because our mayor has said twice he intends to enforce those sections.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Yes, I have a couple of issues that have been raised to me with regard to moving to the library. One is there have been concerns that people that are on the sex offender registry would not be able to come to the council meetings because they are precluded from being within 300 yards of the library. And I wanted the council members to know that we are working with the city attorney to write a policy that allows sex offenders to come to the council meetings as long as they stay in the restricted area of the council meeting and there's an armed police officer with them at all times. The other issue was the issue of fire in the library. I would just like to state that the library has a sprinkler system and fire monitoring, which is more than the courthouse has for jury trials, that the supervisors have for their meetings, or when the council's been there. So we just want to state those facts, and we encourage you to come and vote as you have. We're excited about it. Thank you.
Thanks. Any other public comments? Consent agenda. Approve airport commission minutes from February 22nd, 2018.
Move to approve.
Earl,
Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Old business, consider, claims, approve claims as presented. You wanna talk about them?
Make a motion, put it on the floor. Move to approve claims. Second.
Any discussion?
Just in response, this trip to Washington DC, Chris came back today from it, related to doing more work as it relates to the solar. He'll make a report at the next council meeting. He's home doing babysitting duty tonight, and I really haven't had much chance to talk with him what happened. I'm not sure about the comment related to what's going on with the solar thing. I don't think that we have issues per se, so I see no reason why these expenditures can't be done, and that these expenditures are within expenditure authority. So I don't have any other comment.
I can comment to that, because it's not, doesn't have anything to do with the solar array that's out west of town. It's with low to moderate income housing, and it's funded through USDA and a couple of other grants, and these expenses will be reimbursed through that grant. And these things were approved way last fall. And so that's when it took place. I'm on that committee. I had the opportunity to go to Washington DC. I said, I've been there, I don't want to go again.
Oh, sure, you just didn't wanna
I
fly.
just want to get on a plane and fly. And he said it'd be 16 hours driving. So anyway.
Isn't that,
That's this $5,400 for
no, the $634 for the $360 for the 3 plane tickets for.
Oh.
And there's a grant covering that cost, so.
It's a competition or a challenge that they got
Right.
invited to and accepted. And I suppose it's an all expenses paid deal.
Right.
So basically, we gotta pay up front and get reimbursed. Is that right?
That's right. It's my understanding.
Well, that's the way I understood what little bit I heard or got told about it. So, and it's to help with some of our unpaid utilities that we end
Right.
up with, it's to help with moderate to low income, to help offset some of our costs that we get stuck with every year for people that don't pay utilities, the way I understood that.
Exactly right.
You got one, Darren? Yeah. No, I just, I had looked, I was looking at the Sherm code for 5,400 for solar contract. I didn't know whether that was something in the past or more recent.
Yeah,
or-
it's from the past.
Any more discussion? Let's go ready to vote.
Darren,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
Old business, consider motion to approve the second reading of ordinance amending 17.04 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Bloomfield by amending the location of where council meetings are held.
Move to approve the second reading.
Second.
Jack,
Yes.
Scott,
No.
Darren,
No.
John,
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
Move to third.
The next item has to be tabled.
Does anybody want to make a move to third or just? let it go?
It's not on here.
Okay, well, it'd be part of that if you decide. Okay,
The next item has to be tabled. New, huh? Because I vetoed the resolution. Since I vetoed the resolution, you can't amend it.
Okay.
How was the public made aware of that veto?
Huh?
How are we made aware of that veto?
You just are.
You give him the written reason?
Yep. I have to give written statement to the council, and I did that.
Does that regard to streetscape?
Yes. Yes,
So streetscapes has been vetoed.
yes.
When, Dan? Today?
I just handed it out right before the meeting.
I noticed that.
Can you tell us the reasoning on that?
The reason I stated was due to the lack of a proper amount of time to come up with a plan that I feel was best for everybody.
You didn't like Darren's compromise?
Most of it, but I've talked to some other people in the last week, and there's some things on it that need to be changed that can make it better.
And can you share that with us?
I'm not gonna go into big elaborate detail over it right now, no. I only had to give my reason to the council when I've done that.
We've been working on it for 15 years, so why is any compromise?
Nobody says we're not gonna move forward with a plan, we're just not moving forward with that one. New business. Consider Main Street's request to close the 100 block of South Madison, west side of Square through the Madison Franklin intersection for Hair Nation Days on June 23rd, 2018.
Move to approve it. Second.
Earl,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Earl, Jack.
Yes.
Award contract to construct metal building with concrete floor for sewage treatment plant.
is Jeremy here? I saw him around here.
Jeremy was here.
He advised me that because of the tariffs coming on board for steel, that he's facing a 15% increase in the steel costs come April the 1st. We have this project slated for next year's budget. My recommendation would be is that we make commitment now with a down payment and effectively remove it from the budget for next year, so that we don't get nailed with the increase in steel costs. This proposal also includes a concrete floor, for which we didn't budget for. But that concrete floor would be a net of just over $6,000 from what we budgeted for the building. So I think that small amount, based upon the quotes that Jeremy got, is a worthy investment for the project itself.
How big a building is it?
40 by 64, 16 high, because I gotta have a 14-foot by 14-foot door to get the jet truck in. The jet truck is 45 feet long, so we're gonna put, I don't know if you guys been down to the building and look around how we got things parked. It's parked on top of everybody. And by that building down there with the wastewater, we would have the jet truck, the camera truck, 2 of our work trucks, 3 lawnmowers, all my pipe, all my fittings, everything's gonna be centrally located in one spot.
Is this a metal frame building or?
It's a pole barn from Utes
Pole barn.
Construction, so.
I'm sure you've looked at the location there. Where are you gonna stick it? Just on the east side?
So it's on the southwest. Right there where that little shed's sitting right now where we go in. Because with that jet truck, you can't turn that thing on a dime. So when you come into the sewer plant, the road goes like this. So we're gonna go in, and we've already practiced. You go in, you pull up, back it right in the stall.
Shouldn't be, I mean, you probably thought of this, I'm sure, but when we start doing work down there, you're gonna
There's
be out of the way.
there's nothing gonna be there, because whenever we do work, the majority of the stuff is probably gonna have to be added to the sewer plant for what I've been researching and told is gonna be at the effluent. And that's clear at the end of the property, because we have to put in ultraviolet light, we have to, for the E. So, majority of your, add-ons is gonna be down there. I was told if there's a mechanical plant, it's gonna be in between pond 1 and pond 2. They doze in part of it, and that's where the mechanical plant would be built, because that's where all the wastewater comes into the collection system. But this guy, I talked to him on the phone, there was an increase in price after he gave me the bid. He doesn't care about that, he's still gonna honor it. There's gonna be another increase in price if we don't give him a $15,000 down payment, and he said he'd honor it. And the total project is $36,250 with a 6-inch concrete floor with the rebar on 24-inch.
They went 15,000 down to hold the metal price where it's at.
How many prices did you get?
4. There was, next price was 42,700. There was a 42,340 and a 44,950. So they were about 6,000 under everybody else. So that covered the price of the floor basically. Because you see,
Concrete floor is $11,000 on everybody else's bid.
Move to approve the UTC contract and the 15,000 down payment.
John,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
consider and discuss engineer's report for 112 and 113 South Madison.
I'm just reporting this for Chris. The report is in, I think it's been discussed publicly as far as the result. There needs to be a fix that's made. And that it's my understanding that actions are being taken to vacate the property. I think the deadline for that vacation is tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And that There's gonna have to be some work with the property owners as well as some more discussion probably with the structural engineer as to what kind of actions that will be required by the city to actually make the building safe at this point in time. The property will be vacant, and the city will have to exert proper building code enforcement to get that building back into a habitable shape. We put up the new, more permanent ADA complied barriers up today.
That's good, too.
And-
Chris called me this afternoon, said not 30 seconds after they got done putting it up, a woman come through caning.
Yeah. So, it's, the situation is secured in the short term now. The next question is what can we work out with the property owners as far as what kind of things they need to do or we need to do and help them in getting this property fixed. These properties fixed. There's two properties. And, as we all know, they have to kind of act in coordination with each other.
The quicker we act, the less damage.
Right, I don't think it's in danger of falling down immediately, but as it's been reported, it's a kind of a slow fall down that's going on right now. So we're going to have to take a little bit more of an assertive action to secure it.
Gary, do you know, is Chris looking into grant money of any sort? Or I'd seen in the report that like the DNR offers something and
Yeah.
Historical Society.
Yeah, I mean, those kind of financing things are being reviewed as well as potentially tax increment financing. But it's generally understood that right now it's cheaper to save these buildings as opposed to allow them to fall down. The tear down and disposal of the rubble is more expensive than if we fix them.
Well, that was fixed to secure them, to truly fix for remodeling, put a new rehab in them was considerably higher.
I think you're right, but I think the point here is what is it gonna take to
Right.
keep these buildings up for right?
And the engineer, he had 3 levels. The first one was stabilized, next one was demolition, the
Right.
top one was restored.
If it's not stabilized, there's nothing to remodel.
Right.
That's all I had to report.
Public comments?
Dan, do I need to address the council on that letter I gave you, or are you gonna take care of that?
I gave a copy to him to give to Heather to have her,
Okay.
I guess just confirm that that's actually what it means on the Hickory Hills, the sewer, the lawsuit or whatever the agreement that was had between Marty Owen and the city on the 20-year for the pump. If they're set for the septic tank thing, the city has to put it in and maintain it. He's having issues with one of the sewer systems out there.
Septic
So I was
system.
just gonna have her look through that agreement and make sure that that's how it was stated, so we know how to move forward. Gary, you got anything?
I attended the IPIB meeting this afternoon in Des Moines, and there were 2 issues that concerned the city. First was the open meetings concern related to closed session and the contract that ultimately came out of that meeting and then wasn't acted upon by my request. That case was dismissed. This other case, which is issues related to the contract being revealed and given to a private citizen that was negotiated between the city and the electric utility. the board held it over another 30 days or up to the next board meeting that they have, in order to take a look at what was redacted from the agreement. The agreement, a copy of the redacted agreement was given to Margaret Johnson, who's the executive director of IPIP, and it was her discussion from that was that a voluntary acceptance might be offered, but the board really made a decision to compare what was redacted to what was in the original contract, and I think that their intent is to get a copy of the unredacted contract to look at that in camera confidentially, so that they can make a final determination as to whether the redactions that occurred are appropriate or not. So that issue will again be brought back to the board for their consideration.
Chris isn't here, so do you have that even to give you anything to talk about on his behalf? Police chief?
I'd like to try to get
Do we get another chance to talk?
No. We passed
Well, if
it.
not, I want to say something now.
Can't do it, Ernie.
Huh?
Can't do it.
Why not?
If you do not.
What? I don't care if you do, nobody gonna pay any attention to you anyway. But I wanna say something. What do you say?
We've already passed the public comments.
Well, I didn't understand it, you didn't make yourself known very much.
Is there other people that want to talk?
Walton does.
You got something you want to
Questions
answer?
answered.
Your
Well,
question?
yeah, I'd have a comment. Let him
All
talk,
right.
and then I'll talk.
We'll do it this time.
It involves Armstrong's choice of assistant police chief. That guy wouldn't make a good dog catcher, I proved that. He turned tail and run and left me facing a big ferocious dog. He should have been fired. Instead of that, he gets a promotion. If he'd been on a real police department, he would have been fired. And I think it's a disgrace to put a guy like that up there. It's a disgrace to have him on there. Yeah, do I make myself clear?
I heard you before.
Yeah, well, you ought to pay attention. Upgrade your force a little bit. I'm through.
Thanks, Don.
Anybody question what I said?
Thanks. I think everybody.
My comment is, I'd like for you to reconsider not answering questions at the beginning of the meeting, because if you didn't answer mine, you got 46 more months, you can't answer anybody's. So you might want to reconsider that, and maybe take the first 3 questions at each council meeting. That way people will be encouraged to speak up quickly and to get their questions answered.
We'll look into that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Police chief?
I'd like to try to get a date to where we've had a lot of inquiries about the police officer secretary position and see what kind of time frame we're going to be looking at.
When evenings work for you?
Evenings, 4:30 probably.
I was thinking I'd go out tomorrow and start on it.
I've got them. I'll drop them off. He gave them me the other day to start kind of looking
Okay.
at them. I'll just bring them down here in the morning
Okay.
before I leave, and then you can just pick them up. Do you have any more
Yes.
than what you give me?
They are not supposed to. So you either have to go out there or stay in the car when they're not being taken out.
Maybe we can shoot for next week interviews, like
What night
Wednesday.
works best?
Where
You got Wednesday night church?
Yeah, Wednesday night church, but
Thursday?
next Thursday, at work.
Thursday nights.
Okay.
Dan, 2 o'clock Thursday, Public Works.
I should be able to do that.
I'm still getting shot in the track.
What time do you, 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
That worked for me.
Just do that here?
Yeah, we could do that here. That's all I got.
Fire chief?
Yeah, just a few things. For the next agenda, or next meeting, I've got 2 firefighters that I want to get on the agenda for approval to join. They've got their applications filled out. They've met with the guys. The guys are all welcoming them with open arms. All 3 of them, well, I've got 3 going to Firefighter 1 class. Started a week ago. One of these that's on the application, he's taking the classroom training now until we get him approved and get all the paperwork done with Sandy. And he's can't really physically do anything, but he can read a book for right now. The other thing is, grass fire season's already started, so we've been out in the mud a couple times. They had a cornfield fire this afternoon. We went out and put it out. On a sad note, I do have one fireman that I'll put on the agenda for next week, is going to put in his retirement. I think I brought it up before, Jason Rook. He's here tonight. I've got his letter. I handed it to Sandy. I'll read it for your approval for the next board meeting. Last but not least, our 2.5 year battle with our turnout gear is officially over as of Monday. Lion Apparel is the company that we do our turnout gear with. Ordered our gear Monday. It's on a 40-day build, and they're going to throw in 4 sets free for all the headaches and everything. So with those 4 sets, the 5 sets that I carried over from 2016, Earl and John remember this conversation that we were having problems then, and this year's budget, in 40 days all my guys will have brand new turnout gear, except for one. And when she gets off maternity leave, we'll get her remeasured. So other than that, we're doing really, really well down there. Darren came down to the ESA meeting the other night, and everything's going forward. We're getting our numbers are getting back up. We're getting some interest from the young people, so that's all I have right now, Darren.
The sheriff talked to me something about, like during a call, the city likes Mark McFarland or Dean Bragg to be phone called or whatever if they're going out for a fire. He said that's a lot, with everything they got going on, it's a lot for them to do and to remember, and he said it could be done automatically. Is there an issue with doing it automatically if it can be done automatically?
Yeah, Mark didn't want it.
Mark didn't want it?
Yeah, we were going to put him on e-dispatch. And he says, you guys can just call me when you go out, and that's what we have been doing.
So do you call him or do you have dispatch?
Dave's been taking care of it. Because he sees him usually the next morning.
Well, as long as you got a system that's working.
Yeah.
He was just said that with everything they have going on, they could possibly forget. And if they got numerous things happening at one time, it's just...
They just need to know what hydrants were used to make sure it drains out so it don't freeze in the winter. That's the main reason they want to be
So
notified.
it can be a phone call the next day.
Because I talked to Mark, we got his phone number, and we set him up in e-dispatch. He says, I really don't want to listen to that thing in the middle of the night. He says, can Dave just tell me the next morning? I said, yeah.
Problem solved. Rec director?
Robbie's been working at the pool, so we can open up on time. Make sure that everything, well, not everything, but some things fixed. Major ones we'll have to see. We're looking at getting a security system for the pool in City Park for vandalizing and people jumping fences and whatever else happens in the city park. We got T-ball and coach pitch sign-ups going on. That'll start mid-April. That's about it.
I don't have any comments tonight. So, guess we got a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Yep.
I think this is probably something that Chris is probably going to be